Hey, we're back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 80, where we get our weekly dose of hot takes, discuss recent K-pop news and events, and give you the state of the nation. Boom. All right, hot takes with Henrietta. On this segment, I guess Anita's cousin Henrietta is going to come on and give her weekly hot take, and then the crew's going to react and discuss the hot take. Lego?
Wait, who?
I don't know. Let's just let the magic happen.
Hello. The hot take for this week is idol choreography has become overly complicated to the point of detriment. Goodbye.
That was so bad.
No, we doing it. We doing it. Okay, we doing it. The weekly hot take is from lovely Anita's cousin Henrietta is idol choreography has become overly complicated to the point of detriment.
Oh.
What?
Okay, idol choreography has become overly complicated to the point of detriment.
All right, I guess I could start. So, I guess what this hot take is getting at is, people like the three of us, well, at least Anita and I, have listened to K-pop for a very long time, right? About 10 years or so, maybe a little bit more. I guess this hot take is getting at the fact that sometimes we like to be old K-pop fans with our K-pop canes and get off of my property, where we're saying, like, we used to have it better than we do now, right? Sometimes that happens. But this hot take that choreography has become overcomplicated to the point of detriment, I think it's pointing at the fact that maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, point dances was the thing. Meaning that there was like a simple move or a simple set of moves that all fans could do, casual people could do. Like Warren's doing Heartbeat right now. Anita's doing the Genie song. If you check out her cam, Back in the day, it was like a simple move that everyone could do, and it was like even your parents could know the move because it was so viral. But these days, it's like we're starting to show more and more complicated choreography. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's what we're going to discuss today. I'm conflicted because I do think sometimes with a certain genre like K-pop, you're trying to reach the mountain of artistic perfection. I don't know. I just made that up. Do you know what I mean?
Artistic perfection.
And a part of that is making things more difficult, more complicated, because that just proves that you're like doing the best right now, right?
Right.
But at the same time, sometimes you just want something simple that the fans can grab onto. Like, if we think about it, like Twice's Shy Shy Shy, right? That was such a... I don't know if you would even consider that choreography, right? But at the same time, it was like the killing part of the song. Everyone knows what that is.
Yeah.
But now, like, would feel special. Yeah, you could do the hand thing above your head, but like, after that move, you're just like, all right, there's the choreography. Maybe Warren could do the whole thing.
No.
I don't know. But no. You know what I'm getting at here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm conflicted, as I said again, because if we think about like Gen 2 K-pop songs, almost everything had something simple. Like Fiction just had like the stepping thing. That was a big thing for Beast.
That's simple?
Yeah, well, that was like that was considered complicated back in the day. That
Right,
one, like
yeah.
like a heel toe was was difficult, right?
It was one of those things where like everyone in my class would try to do it and none of us would get it correct.
Yeah,
And,
the Fiction move, and then you had like Tell Me, like that had some Hot Issue was a dance, right? We had all these like simple porn choreography that everyone could do and emulate, but now we're a little bit more complicated. Warren, what are your initial feelings on this one?
Here's the thing. When I watch K-pop, I want to, watch some good performance, have some fun music, have a good time. I'm not trying to watch Cirque du Soleil over here. Like, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need stunt shows. I don't need people like jumping up and down, doing 360s. I'm like, well, that's cool, but I don't know how you're going to sing while you're doing that. Like,
That's true. That's true.
yeah, like there's been multiple points where I was concerned with how people are singing or rapping while doing these incredible stunts, which is incredible. No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But to me, the core of the K-pop culture is, the choreo is important. Yeah, the music video is important, but the song needs to be good. And in order for a song to be good, they need to be able to sing. If they can't sing, I don't know. Then they're just a dance crew. That's not a K-pop idol group. Like,
Yeah, that's a discussion for the future, because I know one of the major criticisms of K-pop, especially for people who aren't into K-pop, is the amount of lip syncing, because there is an incredible, like, it's a debate if using AR is lip syncing, right? But a lot of times K-pop groups are helped with the vocals in certain situations. That's just a fact, right? Because the choreo is so crazy, and if you didn't have that, you would just hear ASMR the entire time, right? but it's tough, right?
It's tough. It's one of those things where, like, I kind of get, right? Because, like, back in 2007, back in 2009, K-pop, even boy groups, were very focused on mass public appeal. Everyone's eyes were on 2PM. Everyone's eyes were on Big Bang. My mom's eyes were on Big Bang. My mom's eyes is not on ONEUS anymore. Like, it's become this culture where, like, it finds a niche group of people, that likes that group and rolls with it, gathers that group, makes it bigger, potentially gets to the place where BTS is at. That being said, in that aspect, all right, you got to stand out from your competitors. All right, you got to do these wild, crazy stunts. Is that the only way to do it? I don't know. Like,
winner, and hold.
Right.
They did a can dance. That's simple. That would have been considered a point dance 5-6 years ago.
Would have been,
but it just enhanced the song so much. But there's other songs that I really like, but the choreo, it's like, all right, I'm not that coordinated. There's no way I can do this. Like.
Right.
I guess I'll just be like, woo! You know what I mean? Like, that's all I can do.
And I thought maybe for a while that it's maybe because, like, I'm at the age of what I am, and I've grown up watching groups like, I don't know, like Beast, like you mentioned earlier, do these point dances. Maybe I thought because, hey, I'm old, whatever. But then I saw this, there's a show called Comedy Big League. It's like a comedy show in Korea where they do skits. And there was a whole character in one of the skits, one of the recurring skits, based all around Shock by Beast. And this was in like 2016. Which is like, what, 7 years after Shock is released? At least like 6, because that's what 2010. So, like, at that point, I'm recognizing that, okay, Beast might not have been the most popular boy group to ever exist, but they were certainly popular during that time. And they have succeeded in leaving that imprint culturally where people can reference it 6-7 years later down the lane, and everybody can still be like, shook, like that's what they were doing. They're doing shook. That was the whole thing the show was referring to. And I'm not sure if they can do that anymore. Like, I mean,
obviously we're not going to throw a blanket and say everyone's doing hard choreography. Some people are. Like, you got to think like Sunmi's Gashina, that's very memorable, the gun, right? That's a thing. Yep. There are a lot of groups who are doing simplified, I wouldn't call it simplified choreo even, I would say more point-ish choreo, where there's a memorable killing moment in the choreography that everyone can emulate. But at the same time, there are a lot of groups, guys and girl groups are guilty of this, who are doing things, guilty is probably not the right word, that do this, where the choreo is just so advanced and so ridiculous that there's 0% chance, like, unless you want me to look like an idiot, which I'm down to look like an idiot a lot, right? But at the same time, it's to the point where, like, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do that, right? But Anita, what do you feel about this as someone who does like idol choreography a lot?
I do. To be honest, I feel like that's one of the selling points for K-pop and K-pop groups is the fact that they include choreography to go along with their songs. For me, I inherently want to disagree with this hot take because I don't think it's a detriment how complicated or how more complex choreography has gotten, in the sense that I think it basically reflects a lot of what's trending in music. And I say that because I don't know, I feel like I try to keep track of a lot of choreographers and dance groups mostly in the US. So I watch a lot of people on YouTube, and I feel like there's been such a rise of people collaborating within like Western dance groups and crews, choreographers that are really, really well known. And K-pop nowadays, I feel like there was a connection even 10 years ago, but even more so now, where like groups that are not like from the big three or that are not like super, super huge, but like they still have these people coming from dance studios in LA or New York, pretty recognizable on their own, working together to just make a choreo. And yes, most of the time it doesn't necessarily focus on a specific part, a specific move that the general audience can pick up on and recreate. Because I feel like that's a lot of what happened back in like 2008, 2009, where it was a lot of like audience participation, very, very followable moves that you could recreate, and you instantly know like, oh yeah, it's from this one song. Um, but I don't know. I feel like it's not a detriment in the sense that it's still a good thing. I feel like in the question of BTS even from the beginning it stood out for their dancing. Like they didn't necessarily have like a point choreography. I feel like maybe for No More Dream there was like this shirt lift move that they did, but it wasn't necessarily something that people everywhere were recreating.
Are you kidding? Ward recreates that every day. Come on. Okay.
Yes. But,
the chocolate ads over there.
Yes. Anyway, but I feel like BTS's dancing is it's really what brings them into this spotlight in the West of like, wow, they're doing something really, really different, and like it's really complicated and impressive. Like the whole performance looks really cool, and I think that's a good thing. I do feel like it's like the point dance, like the point move, it's still very prevalent. I feel like choreographers are not forgetting about it necessarily, but it's just not like the main focus anymore. But like I said, I don't think it's a detriment. I think it's just a reflection of what's trendy in like dance world. I don't know. I don't want to generalize, but like I see it now more as like a reflection of what's popular. Like a lot of dance moves that are popular nowadays are being included into general choreography. One example would be the City Rock, also known as the Renegade, on NCT's Kick It. At the end of the song, if you watch the music video, you catch it. So I see those things and I'm like, yeah, this is very much in reflection to that. And people that know those dances that are becoming popular can identify them too. So I don't know. I think it's a progression, an evolution of like dancing and how it's being incorporated into K-pop. I don't think it's a detriment, personally.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think a good point you're getting at, I don't know if you meant this specifically, is that if you're someone who's a little bit into choreography and into dance, which a lot of young people are, right?
Yes.
Then the harder choreography will attract you, right?
Yeah.
But if you're the general person, the mom and dad, maybe a little bit older, you're going to be like, oh, okay. But if we think about a song like Zico's Any Song, all simple choreo,
yeah,
it blew up everywhere. It got viral because the Any Song challenge blew up, right? In a similar sense, let me give an example here. Luna's So What, right? The dancing's pretty complicated. They're known for their good choreo. They had a what is it called? A So What challenge, similar to Any Song. They had to, like, I'm not going to say dumb down the choreography, but lower the difficulty level on that version of it.
It kind of have to, because you want everybody to kind of follow along, jump on the bandwagon and do it, but they're not going to do it if it's too difficult, you know? Like,
yeah, it's a tough position because it really, I guess it comes down to what are you trying to do with, like, who are you targeting, right?
Yeah, your audience.
Are we trying to be, like, the best dancing K-pop group of all time? Or are we trying to, like, attract K-pop fans and non-K-pop fans, which some people and groups have that luxury to try to do, right?
I'm gonna pivot a little bit and say one thing that I don't think anybody expected.
Okay.
And say that we're gonna go back to doing a lot of point dances, I think.
You think?
I think we're gonna kind of swing back, go into full point dance because of the current media landscape we're living in right now. Because we are seeing a lot of rise in kids using a new social platform like TikTok.
Yes, the TikTok. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with like the Renegade City Rock move that was included in Kick It. Yes, because it got popular in TikTok. So now it's since this platform is so popular with teenagers and like younger people that are kind of the demographic for K-pop to begin with. Like I definitely feel like it's interesting how it's being incorporated. And to be honest, if you're looking at the dances in TikTok, they're not that easy. Like they're not that simple, but there's references here and there, and they're easy to catch, I think.
I think people are gonna latch onto how Zico succeeded with any
Yeah.
song,
Yes, for sure.
and we're gonna see a lot of challenges this year that people are gonna be like, you know, do this dance move.
I mean,
on TikTok.
the visual just looks good if people on like variety shows are doing your dance. Like
That's true.
Running Man did Zico's Any Song. Like they did it like 2-3 weeks, and Zico guessed it this week, and they did it again, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I know that's an outlier because obviously that's one of the most viral things to happen in 2020 in Korea. But at the same time, sometimes you want to open up who's trying to consume your content, I think,
Oh.
a little bit more.
Ironically, once it starts showing up on variety TV, to me that's a signal that the trend is over.
Yeah, it does actually. You're not
Yeah.
wrong with that. But it'd be
So-
cool. But a lot of people would love to even get to that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. So I think it's because of that, and because they realize that nothing beats viral marketing in 2020. I think they're gonna swing back. The point dances, make it easy,
it on
let everyone
TikTok.
participate. You know, do your little
yeah.
tell me's, and like.
So yeah, so I think to sum up the hot take, it's like idol choreography has become overly complicated to the point of detriment. I think that is really dependent on who are you trying to target, right? If you're trying to target people who like K-pop and might like choreography, then it hasn't at all, right? If you're trying
Yeah.
to target the general audience and try to get everyone involved in your music, then maybe it has a little bit. Fair?
Yes.
Fair.
Okay, now let's move on to news and events from last week. First one, YG shareholders meeting. On March 27th, YG Entertainment held its 22nd general shareholders meeting from its headquarters in Mapo, Seoul. The meeting lasted only 14 minutes, but there were some relevant developments for K-pop fans. President Hwang, the chairman of the meeting, expressed his gratitude to those in attendance and then stated, global projects of existing artists such as Blackpink, Big Bang, iKON, and Winner are in progress and under thorough preparation and planning. For the first time since the establishment of YG, we plan to debut a new boy group Treasure and a new girl group during the same year. We ask for continued interest and support from our shareholders in the coming year. For reference, YG has reportedly gone from a surplus of about 16 billion Korean won, which in 2018, which is around 13 million US, to a deficit of about 25 billion Korean won in 2019, which is around 20 million United States dollars.
Okay.
Global projects. Do they mean more photo books, more dolls, things like that?
Man.
I don't know.
Is it really a good idea to debut another girl group?
That's the main thing I got from here, because we kind of knew that Treasure was going to happen this year. I mean, if they weren't going to happen this year, I would put them in there. It's probably not going to happen category,
Right.
like, unfortunately. But this new girl group, it's 100% confirmed now. It came out of their mouths in front of all the investors.
Wow.
I mean, look, they've said a lot of things and have not happened. Where is my 3 other solos from Blackpink that was supposed to happen after Jennie? Like, that didn't happen. If it doesn't happen this year, I wouldn't be surprised. That being said, let's take it with the benefit of the doubt and say it does. Why? Why?
But why? Yeah.
Why? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like YG.
I feel like we talk about this all the time. You know what I mean?
We talk about this literally every other week.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, guys.
It's just, you know, the thing I always say is like, don't you want money, right? Like, Blackpink could release anything, a digital single, an album, mini album, anything, and they will make tons of money.
But
And this new girl group, like, how, like, I just don't understand the logic behind we're gonna have a new girl group after giving one girl group like 4 to 5 8 tracks and 14, 13 songs. That just doesn't make sense to me.
doesn't make sense. Like, okay, Blackpink is supposed to be one of those groups that people remember down the year. It's from YG. You know, people are supposed to remember it down the year.
They're a top 3 girl group on paper.
Right.
On paper.
Right. We're having difficulty doing that because we physically don't have enough songs. Like
Right.
Blackpink is not gonna be able to do a reunion concert in 20 years because they can't have a concert because they can't have enough songs. Like,
I know there was a Blackpink concert last year. From what I was told, it was the 8 tracks, of course. A lot of the beats, like pretty much the rest of their songs, and then a lot of covers.
yeah. See, I don't know. Like, already that's a big red flag. Why would a mature pro artist be at a concert where they're just the only people and cover other people's songs, not as a special event, but as a regular thing to complement the rest of your 8 tracks? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure of that, but I can't, like, I'm almost sure that they did these covers, but I could be wrong. That being said, at that point they only had like 10 songs, so I'm assuming they had to, right? Like,
Yeah, it's just not enough songs.
no.
and you would think because of that number where they were at like a surplus of a lot of like money, and then they're at a deficit, that they would be doing a lot of things to make money. Like, I know Winner's a good start there. Akmu did well, but of course numbers are down because of coronavirus overall in K-pop. But like, I feel like making Big Bang do anything, making Blackpink do anything is like straight cash, y'all, right?
Instant money.
Yes.
Instant money.
And they need money. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like they're holding
I
on
mean,
to a
they
check.
need money, but
They're not
maybe they're just happy with their treasure, you know.
Jesus.
That being said, it's like treasure. They are getting so screwed in all of this too, because
Yes.
you remember they had the Mix 9, which were going to be technically like half YG groups, right? Because a Mix 9 was like a YG thing, right? That didn't happen. I'm happy that didn't happen because a lot of those kids ended up in good situations,
It is.
like Ryujin, right? Like someone like
Yeah.
that. But then we got Treasure Box happened, that whole show. They kicked out some
Yes.
kids. They made a group at the end. They don't got
When-
anything.
When was Treasure again? I forget. Like,
Last year,
A
at
year
some
ago?
point, you know,
More
about
than a year ago at this point.
more than a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
I
that's
just
sad.
don't really know what they're doing.
My real concern here is just that if I was from Blackpink or Big Bang, like maybe Big Bang is like you still feel a little bit safer because you just have seniority. You've been doing this for longer. You're more stable in your career, right? But for Blackpink, I would just be like, the resources are gonna change. Like even now, they're not getting enough songs, but now they have to focus on a new girl group, a new boy group in the same year. Like they're gonna be promoting them hardcore, I would imagine. I would hope. So it's just
See, the thing is, there was
why?
a good period of time where Blackpink 20 and 21, they had a very peaceful coexistence. A lot of songs, a lot of content, good stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So they can do it, but that was only like 2 major groups. Now we got like a bunch of major groups. Blackpink, Big Bang, Icon, Winner, Acto Musician. That's a lot of stuff. And then we're going to have 2 more groups on top of that.
Oh,
That just-
no,
doesn't
man.
feel right.
Oh,
It doesn't feel
no,
right at all,
man.
right?
See,
I bet you I'll be willing to bet that some of these things that are coming out in this shareholders meeting will not come to fruition. I'm going to say that right now.
Ooh.
I will pay Douglas $150 if all of
Ooh.
these comebacks happen.
Yo, I hope they have. Yo, go YG. I'm the biggest YG fanboy over here, man. Come on, Blackpink, woohoo, gonna get those songs. Sorry. But-
Here's the thing. I've seen a couple of people compare the situation to Blackpink, Big Bang, where like Big Bang had a whole like period where they didn't release songs leading up until like Fantastic Baby, and then there was another big break until like Made happened. And okay, Big Bang's a little different. Big Bang has a very stable career. They had a lot of
Yes.
solo stuff in between their major stuff,
Yep.
and they were very present in terms of everything, in terms of culture, in terms of variety, in terms of fashion. None of which is being mirrored with Blackpink right now.
Yeah,
So-
just like off the top of my head, Wedding Dress and Heartbreaker.
Yes.
Those were massive songs, right?
So good.
Remember One of a Kind with the yellow
Yeah.
braids?
Oh my
with,
god.
like,
Yes.
Like, they used to be doing so much crazy stuff, and everything Blackpink was doing was literally gold at that point. But, you know, let's I don't know if they deserve the benefit of the doubt, but like They literally saying it in front of the investors. So how badly can you be lying in front of the people funding your company? We'll
Hope
see.
not.
But let's move on to another. We got one more thing to say, Warren?
I hope it doesn't happen because I don't want to lose $150.
No, I hope it does happen. Go YG. You the best. You can do this. Let go. All right, so next one.
Go.
Pledis files lawsuit against Kyulkung. This is, I don't know if you guys know this one, but
I heard
the
it, yeah.
agency has reportedly filed a lawsuit against Kyulkung for breach of contract. On March 25th, Pledis Entertainment's law representatives stated that in early September of 2019, Kyulkung sent a request for contract termination via mail, email, and instant messenger, and has since avoided all communications with the employees of Pledis and XCSS Entertainment, her Chinese agency. Since then, Kyulkung has been independently appearing on dramas, variety shows, and advertisements in China, which Pledis argues is a breach of her contract. Pledis and XCSS have taken separate legal action by filing lawsuits to confirm the validity of their exclusive contracts with Kyulkung. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. It's a lot of syllables, words, whatever. Later in that day, Kyulkung took to Weibo, which is a massive Chinese social media platform, and stated that she did send the formal request for termination and wanted to keep the issue private, but will face the issue head on. In a quote, she stated, "While working with the agency, I encountered numerous severe issues and began to think deeply about my career and my future growth. It is important to know that back in like June of 2019, it was reported that she renewed her contract with Pledis, though.
Right.
So the renewal happened less than 9 months ago.
Right.
So, all right, here's my take on this. I know objectively Pledis is kind of shady, right?
Yes.
I know that. I'm willing to admit that Pledis is generally I'm not going to say a completely shady company, but they've done things that have been questionable, i.e. pristine, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
It's not a good look for her to have done that, though. Now,
Yeah.
I get publicly saying, I want to get out of my contract, filing a lawsuit because they've been doing bad things about you, right? I get that. But to send, it's like basically like when you break up with someone via text message and then block them. That's basically what she's doing right now. Warren, you got a face here. What is that face for?
I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about your analogy.
It's that's what she's doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, is that a horrible thing though? Because like, that's a relationship.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I don't know if that's a horrible thing, but that's the comparison here.
Yes. Yes.
For me, I'm someone who it's like, if I say I'm gonna do something, right? I'm gonna do it, regardless of, like, I may ask to get out of it in the future, but if I cannot get out of it, whatever I said I was going to do, I'm gonna try to do, right? In this situation, we don't know when exactly she renewed her contract, but it was reported that the renewal did happen in June. Like, I'm not saying that the renewal itself happened in June, but it went out to the public in June. So it had to be relatively near there, right?
Here's
to
what
just
I
try
think.
to, like, independently think, like, work on things, and I could see that as a breach of a contract. I don't know.
Here's what I think. I think I personally don't want to make any judgments yet.
Okay.
I feel like, yes, Pledis is shady. Yes, I've seen Chinese idols leave K-pop and go be big in China. That's also a thing. Whatever. I think it's very likely that either side might have messed up. I do see your point about where, what's her English name? Pinky?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's call it that from now on.
And actually, no, that sounds really not right.
All right, Kyulkung.
Pinky breached your legal contract. No.
Okay.
Kyulkung, Sojeche, I don't. Look, she might have tried to fix things. Maybe Pledis ignored her straight up, and
That's true.
maybe Kyulkung was like, you know what? If they gonna ignore me, I'm gonna ignore them. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. That's what I personally think. That being said, yeah, it's not a good look.
If there's a
Also,
contract,
Publicly, yeah.
if there's a contract, right, and it states like you are our artist, you didn't have to renew. To be fair.
That being said, she's in China now.
Yep. She ain't coming back.
This technically isn't really K-pop anymore. Besides, like, the Pledis name on this, I doubt the Chinese people will care about this. You know. Let's be
I
honest.
kind of
Like,
agree. And
yeah.
honestly, it's not like they can drag her back to Korea and be like, you signed
No.
this contract deal.
why would anyone do that? No, let her stay in China. Let her make lots of money. Like, I don't know. Maybe she
Yeah.
still texts with like,
For
former
devil's
members.
advocate, from Pledis' standpoint, you could see why they'd be frustrated.
Oh
Of
no,
course, yeah.
100%.
Anita, what do you feel about this?
I feel like I was going along the same line of thought as Warren, where I doubt that it's as clean cut as the media might make it seem, where it's a breach of contract. Because I feel like something must have happened for her to go back on that signing of the contract that same year, right? So I don't know. I don't know how bad things might have gotten. Maybe she thought like, oh, they were gonna change. Like the contract seemed pretty good. Like it was on her favor. I don't know. And then turns out that it didn't really end up like that come September of last year. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is probably never gonna be revealed as to exactly who was in the wrong first. I also feel like it is quite common to see Chinese idols that start in K-pop groups and then go work in China and they stay over there because it's just a better market for them,
That Chinese money.
right? But I don't know. I hope things end up well for her. I think they will, to be honest, because she's already has a pretty good job, like pretty good offers in China as it is. It's just kind of sad to have like that on her record, like publicly. But like I said, I feel like I don't think it's as clean cut as it is. There's probably more to it. At least I feel
alright.
like that must be it.
Let's talk about one. There's Migi from 우주소녀, 멍메이치, all right?
멍메이치.
She's in 우주소녀.
They are.
You know, she's in Rocket Girls in China. She had a solo EP. It sold 2.5 million copies.
Oof. Ooh.
Why would you go back? like let's be straight up here. If you could and the thing is, Kyulkung is also very popular in China. I don't know if she's at
Yes.
Meichi level because Meichi plays first on a reality show, which everyone was watching out there. But at the same time, it's like she could clearly make more money there due to the population and the amount of money in the country.
See, yeah, I there's a lot of people who argue that like K-pop companies raised you and you ran away. I don't know, man. Like,
Here's one thing though.
I don't think that's a good argument to begin with. But what's up?
If Pledis was really willing to air out the dirty laundry against her,
Right.
I feel like she should have had a better response. I feel like her lawyer
possible.
should have been like, we asked for this request because of if they were willing to say why you look like why she's bad, she should have said why they were bad too. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but at the same time, come on,
The thing is, I feel like because neither side has like just straight up confessed with everything that's happened yet, I feel like both sides are kind of at fault and they kind of realize it. And I don't know. My guess is, like every other relationship that exists in human history, if two people fight, they kind of both have a share in what caused that fight to happen, just like a breakup. Usually when a guy and a girl, or a guy or a girl breaks up, it's usually because they both kind of messed up to a certain degree. I would be really surprised.
Two sides.
Right. I would be really surprised if only Pinky messed up, or if only Pledis messed up. It's kind of like, guys.
there's definitely
kinda-
more to the story, way under
Yes.
the surface that we have no
Yeah.
clue. But
So,
I could see it from both sides. Pledis, it's like, we have this contract, come on, you honor it. And from her side, it's
Right.
like, y'all are crappy. Look how much money I'm making, or a combination of that, right? Like,
Right.
I could see it on both sides. Overall, I'm sure we'll find out more what's going on in the future because it's probably going to be a very messy lawsuit. But we'll see. All right, continued COVID-19 coronavirus coverage. So the number of coronavirus cases in Korea has risen to a total over 9,600 with 158 reported deaths at the time of this recording. A good thing, though, is that their amount of cases per day is pretty plateaued at this point, which is a great sign for them. The relevant articles for K-pop, number one, the big one, Big Hit Entertainment released a statement on Weverse regarding the North American leg of BTS's Map of the Soul tour. Originally, BTS were scheduled to greet fans on the North American leg of the tour from April 25th to June 6th. However, with the coronavirus pandemic currently heavily impacting North America, the tour has been indefinitely postponed until further notice. The silver lining is, though, that all ticket purchases will be honored for the tour's new dates to be announced as soon as possible. So essentially, tour postponed, you keeping your seat as long as they have the concert still. That's a good one. Personally, I'm affected by that, so that is a thing. Additionally, GOT7's concert in Bangkok, Super M's Japanese concert, and Twice's Tokyo Dome concert have all been postponed. Tokyo Dome, that's a big loss there because that is the premier location in Japan. For SojuTalk, sadly, KCON New York has also been officially canceled. In fact, the Jacob Javits Center, where KCON is scheduled to be held, was scheduled to be held, is currently in the process of becoming a field hospital in Manhattan.
Oh, man.
It's getting rough. We could talk about that a little later. In happier news, Monsta X, Stray Kids, and G-Idol all took part in Twitch's Stream Aid 2020 for coronavirus relief efforts that was held on March 28th. James Corden hosted Homefest. Well, he hasn't hosted it yet because it's happening tonight with appearances by BTS, Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish, and others on Monday the 30th. The purpose of the event is to donate money to feed the children to provide families relief during the crisis. Lastly, CJ E&M temporarily closed their headquarters in Sangam after an employee tested positive for coronavirus. That is one of the places I visited during my vacation, so I know exactly where that is. All right, that was a lot to go over.
Sangam is where all the entertainment companies are.
They are all in that area.
Yeah,
they are all within 1 square mile, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
like NBC, JTBC, they're all there. So big bad if anything goes wrong there.
On a global front, it seems like the Asian countries, specifically Korea and Japan, pretty much have it under control. Europe and now the US, like, you know how the US always claims to be winning? Well, we are winning at coronavirus right now.
It's bad.
The numbers are huge, as our president would say. You know, it's rough. It's basically like, there's, like, you know how I'm always like, oh, all the things that I've said previously still hold. Protect yourselves, be smart, don't go out in public if you can.
Wash your hands.
You're a hero if you are an essential employee and you have to go out and work in this. All those things, wash your hands, good hygiene.
Yep.
On the home front, we are in fully exponential mode right now. As your boy would say on the pod, it is popping off in the United States. Big oof everywhere. It's tough because it's hard to predict when the peak is going to happen. There will eventually be a peak. Our hospital systems are starting to feel the bulge because I'm going to say, I'm not going to get super political, but essentially we don't have enough equipment going on across the United States in almost every hotspot right now.
Yeah.
I'm talking California, Washington, New York. Now we have new hotspots, Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans. Basically all the major cities are starting to pop off. It's rough. There's no like good way to put that. Numbers are gonna get worse.
Yeah. Stay safe.
I'm not going to reveal my religious things, but I hope for the health of your families, your loved ones, going forward. That's the best I can do right now.
Yes. I hope everyone that's tuning in right now is healthy. I hope their loved ones are healthy. We really do wish the best for everybody out there. That being said, sometimes it's a very grim situation out there. But we're still here. We're still making episodes.
Yeah.
We'll keep doing it until something happens. Something hopefully does not happen.
So if I've sounded a little weird over the past like 3 weeks, I've had a persistent cough. Now, I don't think I have anything, to be completely honest, because I've had this cough, I think 18 days now, which is longer than the recommended time. And in my house, everyone has been completely fine, and I am known to have very bad allergies in this room. I'm like allergic to almost everything in the house, and I haven't been outside in like 2 weeks, so it can't be that good for me. And another thing is, I sleep with a humidifier. The days I forget to because I'm an idiot, the cough is worse the next day. The days I use it, it's okay. The cough has gotten a lot better. At one point, I thought we wouldn't be able to record the podcast, but it's at an acceptable point. But I may sound a little saliva-y. I apologize. I have a cough drop in constantly while we're doing this.
I had no idea.
I did some smart things though. I tried to distance myself from my family, but it's one of those situations. If I got it, they were probably gonna get it, right? Let's be straight up here. But I didn't see anyone. I did not go see my grandma, just in case. But I think I'm fine. just learn from my thing. If you're not feeling good, if you have any symptoms, I've never had a drive cough before in my life, so that's why I was alarmed a little bit. But I've been taking my temperature daily. It's fine.
Yes.
It's 98.6. We good. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I'm Gucci, whatever it is. I have had an acquaintance. I finally had the first acquaintance I know who does have coronavirus. It was one of my friends growing up's grandma. She has recovered from it, so that's great.
Oh, that's
she is
good.
older, so
Glad to hear that.
that's thankful. But oh, keep going, Warren.
I don't know. I thought you were gonna wrap things up, but before we do, I just really want to say thank you to everybody who are working out there, health
Yes.
workers, obviously nurses, doctors, everybody who are in the front lines, in the hospitals, working 24/7 to get this under control, as well as the food workers, delivery workers, grocery store
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
That's
bad.
crazy.
My family, we own a small business, right?
Right.
We are not essential. I know we're fishing, but we're not the like a food fishing business. We're like a go fishing business. So
Right.
we've been shut down for like 2 weeks now. We're just blowing money essentially right now, right? Because
Right.
I know fishing doesn't pop off until the summer, but like spring's gone, right? Like our
Right.
spring money's done. So I mean, they're starting to push out some like small business help, things like that. But at the same time, that doesn't make up for the whole like part of the year being lost. So it's a struggle, but everyone's going through it. So not community spread, but as a community, good thoughts, practicing safe things,
Right.
things like that.
When government officials, when your local health officials are giving you guidelines and telling you guys to do certain things, please do them. Please.
Listen to the people with PhDs and who have been
Right.
researching this and work in health
Yes.
departments, because they literally, all we know is like, as a public health, someone who has a degree, our literal education is to try to protect the health of the public. That's literally the name of it. Like that is the only thing. If we're not trying to protect your health and give you solid information, why are we called public health? That's all I want to say there. But yeah, stay safe, everyone. I know that was a little bit of a rant, but I needed to decompress a little, I guess.
Stay healthy, everybody.
Now let's get on the quick takes. Number one, Mnet's Road to Kingdom is confirmed with an official air date. Viewers can expect the first episode to air in 1 month on April 30th, which will be a Thursday. I don't know why I put that. Mnet has begun to release content on YouTube with performance teasers, which were released today. My
Already?
personal favorites were by The Boys, Golden Child, and Very Very. Go check them out.
Interesting.
They surprised me a lot. The next one, Ellie from EXID has left Banana Culture. The news was relayed through her personal Instagram, and she wrote to fans that she will, quote, see you. Oh, okay, this quote, I wrote this horribly, but see you soon with good image and good music. And all 5 members of EXID have now officially left the agency. But shortly after that, there was more news about Banana Culture, being that apparently they are going to be closing their doors and halting all business. One insider stated that the agency has ended contracts with all artists. Most essential employees have left the company too, with the acting division already closed for a significant amount of time. The reason for the closure seems to stem from the financial issues of Banana Project founder Wang Shikong. I think that's how you say it. So Banana Culture was originally one label, I forgot which one, but they merged with a Chinese company, and
Right.
that's why they ended up as Banana Culture. Later that day, however, Banana Culture CEO Yu, which is his last name, told the media that the report was untrue and that Trey and the female trainees still remain at the company. Who knows, but that seems like a big oof right there, right?
What's going on?
Because I remember Kim Nayoung from Produce. Wasn't she on Banana?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, what's going on there? Because Trey is a rookie group too, so you got a rookie group and trainees. That's it at the whole company.
Oh, man, that's a little concerning. Jeez. Best
Alright.
wishes. My goodness.
Other big oof news. There's a lot of big oof news.
Oh man.
Cube Entertainment executive producer Hong took to SNS to express his extreme displeasure with new largest shareholder VTGMP. So, from what I can tell, I did some research. Executive producer Hong is one of the most pro artist people at that company. And he is always mentioned in the thank you addresses whenever anyone from Cube wins awards. He's specifically
Interesting.
named, like, thank you to him for being like such a good advocate. He wrote on his SNS, I'd like to share some things that are going on in Cube recently. I'd like to share some things that are going on in Cube. Recently, Cube's majority share stakeholder has changed. But instead of cooperating with the artists, they are engaging in horrendous behaviors that even thugs won't do, causing infighting within the company. I am devastated right now. So this past February, Cube Entertainment's largest shareholder became cosmetic and media commerce company VTGMP after acquiring the shares from previous majority shareholder IHQ.
Man.
That's not good. That's not good.
I went to his Twitter. I'm reading his actual tweet in Korean.
Mm-hmm.
Devastated is not doing it justice.
It's even worse.
The word he chose to use is like stuff you use when like your country lost out of war. Like,
jeez,
it's like he's using strong words to express his sadness. Is what's going on?
What happened?
My goodness. That's concerning.
And you know how we were like Cuba's on the up and up lately?
Yeah,
That was our
that.
major thing.
Mm-hmm.
G-Idol's coming back next week, so I don't think it affects that promotion, but we'll have to see what's going on. Cube was one of my like, YG's my favorite company right now because of that bet, but Cube Entertainment was like one of the companies I looked at like because they're technically not in a conglomerate. They're one of the biggest ones not in a conglomerate, and they have their own Cube. Cube reminds me a lot of like old YG back in the day. Back in the day before YG was a massive company where it was like Big Bang hustling. That's what Cube reminded me a lot of. Like they have a specific like swagger to them. And to see this happening to them because of a largest shareholder is terrible, in my opinion.
Man.
All right, that was all the news this week. Warren, hit us with them comebacks and releases.
March 31st on Monday, we have two. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
All right, two. April 1st on Tuesday, we have. April 1st is a Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Rip.
Wednesday.
Okay, I don't know when that's coming out, but continue.
Well, sometime this week, Alexa is coming back. And the day after, ONEUS is coming back. April 6th on Monday. April 6th is on Monday. Yeah, April 6th on Monday. TVXQ's Changmin will be making a solo debut. And G-Idol, we just mentioned them. They're coming back too, so watch out. Other confirmed comeback news, we have Signature on April 7th. Gravity making their debut on April 14th. Girl Kind on April 14th. And Monster X in May with Ju Honey coming back.
Okay, a couple things. I checked it. Alexa is coming back on April 1st, Wednesday, with ONEUS. They are both on April 1st, so that was my bad. Additionally, I'm happy that I'm gonna call him Juhon because that's what I like to call him. I would not call him Juhoney. Like, so something about that does not sit well with me. He's like, ooh, Juhoney. Juhoney. But it's cool that he's coming back because he was on a little bit of a hiatus because of his mental health issues. Changmin solo debut, that should be interesting. G-Idol, come on. G-Idol, let's go. Although I refunded the tickets to the concert, if they get a new date, I will 100% buy them again. Just putting that out there. But with that being said, let's move on to State of the Nation. I got two things. One of them's going to take a little bit more time. The first one is Dreamcatcher decided to promote a second song from their latest mini album. I think it's called Tree of Life. They're promoting with a song called Black or White. There's a lot of performance videos of it. They're on music shows with it. It is like rock and funk together. It is not what you would expect from Dreamcatcher. It is sexy and funky. You should go check it out.
Yes.
It is so good.
Interesting.
It is amazing. The second thing is my IZ*ONE M-Wave signed albums came, everyone.
Nice.
I did the proper thing though. They came back on Wednesday because we're worried about Corona and things. I left it in the garage for like a couple days. I didn't want to touch it, right? So after I was pretty sure it's good. I'm willing to take the risk at that point because it's like, how am I not going to open it ever, right? So I opened it. Good and bad. Let's just say that. I've bought every type of IZ*ONE M-Wave so far. They had two, then 3. That's the types, right, of the album. So I've bought all of them. The first batch, colorized, great. It's behind me. Over there, there's a Yujin and a Nako signed one. The second one was the Minju and the Nako one. We gave those ones away. I wasn't the biggest fan of the signatures on that one, but I'm sure a lot of people would love to have them. I'm just a little picky. That's just who I am. Sorry. My big issue with them was I felt that the signatures were a little bit lazy because they made them sign so many.
Right.
With these ones right here, a little bit good, a little bit bad. Let's just say that. So I'll show you all. The first one, we got Chaeyeon. This one's okay, right? It took me a while to realize who it is. I get that they're signing a gajillion of them, so they're not going to be the perfect signature. So we got Chaeyeon. That one's pretty cool. Happy with that. I love Chaeyeon. Second one, we got Eunbi with the musical note over here. This one's okay too. It's not the perfect signature by any means, but like when I looked at the screen, like of all of the IZ*ONE signatures, when they take their time, I could tell it was Eunbi's. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that one too. This third one is a reflection of the person who signed it.
Oh.
This is a Haewon signature on this album. I looked. Number one, it took me about 5 minutes to realize it was Haewon's because it was Haewon.
Look.
I want to like Haewon so much.
Here's what I think. If Gwangbei Hyewon had taken the time to do this beautiful signature, I would not be I would be surprised in not good ways. I'd be like, you're breaking character right now. I do not expect you to be a diligent person. I expect you to be lazy like the rest of us.
That being said, obviously, I'm extremely privileged to be able to buy these and blow my money on this, which I will always remember. And that being said, this Haewon, I'm either going to... Well, there was someone on our Discord, Malfiar, one of our mods. Shout out to him. He's from Pennsylvania. He's an essential worker, so shout out to Malfiar.
Thank you.
The second I posted this to our mods. I was like, these are the signatures. He's like, he's a huge Eunbi and Haewon fan, right? He's like, let me buy them, right? Because he knows they're not in my top three. My top three being Chaewon, Hitomi, An Yujin. That's not the correct order though, but those are the top three. He wanted to buy one. I'm debating. I'm 100% keeping the Chaeyeon one. That is, I'm keeping that one for sure.
Right.
And with that, because I already have a copy of this one, I might eventually give away the non-signed version of the one that I have. Because why would I need two white ones? There's probably no point in that. So it's good news for the nation. So bear with me.
You keep one to listen to, and you keep one for the bookcase for collection. You know.
All right, who listens to physical albums? The second one, Eunbi, I'm on the fence with that. I think she was one of the best in this comeback. So I'm debating keeping that one. That one's this Haewon one though. I'm either gonna sell it to Malfiar really cheap, or we're gonna give it away. So y'all better hope I decide to give it away. But those are my. That's what I've been. Sorry, Malfiar, but that's what I've been doing in the world of K-pop. What about you, Warren?
Still kind of going through a lot of music this week. Actually, I'm going through a variety of stuff now. Oh no, it's one of those things where I was trying to figure out while you're speaking what I want to talk about because I couldn't think of one thing. Because I'm listening to J-Rock still. I'm still listening to hip hop. You know, Deep Pure Life, good stuff. But in terms of more recent releases, I guess Han Yohan dropped an album. A full-length album. One Giok is the Korean title. It's a reference to what's it called? Dragon Ball Z, you know the big energy beam that people send with like everybody's powers, you know, like everyone give me your powers. I don't remember the that being said, it's not great. It's not amazing. My expectations for Han Yohan haven't been that high personally. Even
he
though
does some trolly things. That guy.
He does some trolly things. I mean, no, he loves being funny. I enjoy him as like a funny person on YouTube or like Instagram. But you know, it's in terms of his music, it's a little bit more of a hit or miss for me. The first couple of tracks are nice, but then it gets really slow real quick because he kind of like clones himself over and over again. That being said, an interesting collab I saw on that album was featuring on Idol. None other than Pentagon Hui.
Oh,
I know,
really?
Interesting. So that was pretty interesting. And the first couple moments Hui started singing, I was like, you know, it sounds like the way idols sing, because idols have a very distinct way of vocalizing, and not in a good way or a bad way. Just they do have a very distinct way of doing it, and he was doing it, and he started belting, kind of like going deep and kind of thick.
Oh wait, say that last word again. It's kind of what?
No, please don't.
Kind of deep and kind of thick. And I was like, oh, I kind of like this.
Okay.
So it's one of those albums where I like the featuring artists. I liked Kid Millie in the beginning. I liked Kim Seungmin in the middle. There's a couple artists I've never heard of. Cool people so far. Han Yohan himself, but if you like Pentagon, might as well go check out that song. I think it might be worth checking out. On a different note, I also listen to some indie. There is a solo artist. You probably have heard of her because Doug has mentioned her a couple times. Her name is Della Jong.
Nutella Jong, let's go. Sorry.
She's dropping her first full-length album on April 7th. It was supposed to be the 5th, but it's been pushed off. I'm super excited. She is, I don't know, she's a very unique person in terms of her position and her musical style.
Is there a physical album?
There should be. You want to
I'm
buy
buying
it?
it. I'm buying it 100%.
Ooh.
It's a first full-length album from an indie singer-songwriter, so I would assume there's something like that. So what's your color? I wanna know. Sorry. What have you been up to, Anita?
Wait, Anita,
yes,
can I applaud
yes.
you once more for showing your beautiful face to the nation? It took a lot of courage getting to this point. All right, if you're listening by this point, it's all right. Go check it out. It's
Go check it
bananas. And if you're not,
you'll be blown away.
Jeez.
She is like god tier visual S plus.
No.
So
real quick-
good. Keep going, Warren.
Real quick, Henrietta's canon now?
Apparently.
Okay.
So Harold, Hubert, Henrietta. Okay.
All right.
I keep going, Anita. Sorry.
Anita.
Anyway, yes. So the one thing that I've been watching, and I mentioned this last week. It's Kingdom. So I watched the first episode on Monday last week, and I said during the podcast that I was gonna take it slow. I was gonna make this last, because there's only 6 episodes per season, and there's only 2 seasons out right now. But I was really bad at it, and
Yeah, I didn't believe you.
yeah, I was really bad at it, and I only have 2 episodes left from season 2. So I'm gonna be done by the time this is posted, I think. But I really like this show. It's so good. I don't want to give any spoilers because I want people to watch it. I feel like you should definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. But I just really enjoy how they're adding a lot of mystery, a lot of like betrayal, and like you think one person is gonna be the bad guy, but no, you're wrong. There's multiple bad guys, and I don't know. It's really, really cool. I mentioned it before too, but the cinematography, the costuming, the sets, it's very, very high quality. I know Doug mentioned something about the hats.
No,
No, that was Warren. That was
Oh
Warren.
yeah, Warren. Okay. I don't know about the hats, but I feel like the details that they put into the show is really, really good. But yeah, check it out. It's a really good plot, I think, and if you're into historical dramas, with a little bit of a twist, you will definitely like this. I was gonna mention something else. But yes, that's what I've been watching, and I don't know what.
That's been a while though. My dad watched Kingdom in like 2 nights.
Did he like it?
He loved it. He just finished it in 2 nights. I've never seen a marathon.
So if Warren is the spawn of HotTakes, that means his dad is the big papa HotTakes over there. So if he likes it, it must be good.
Oh, that works for sure.
Anita, did you figure out your other thing, or should I say something?
What was I to say? I think it was something about the show.
Beautiful hats.
Here, I'll go though. I'll go. I have a show I'm watching. So I haven't really watched all of Youth the View. I've only seen like 1.5 episodes. I'm still gonna try to watch it. There are 3 trainees I like though. If you're gonna watch that show. First one, Jin Liu. She has an androgynous thing going on with short hair. So charismatic. It's great.
What's her name? Short hair?
No, Jin Liu.
Jin Lu.
Okay. I'll send you a picture on
Okay.
Discord.
Short hair.
But additionally, the thing I said last week holds true. The level of trainee and the level of visuals on this show is ridiculous. Like, let me put it this way. Kids who are getting F on this show might get D or C on a regular season of Produce.
Ooh.
Kids who are getting B would 100%, like a lot of them would get A.
Wow.
And there's like
Competition.
former JYP trainees. There's some kids who are in K-pop groups. Aurora from Nature, Handong from Dreamcatcher are on the show. Lisa's the mentor. It's like crazy, this show.
Ooh.
But the two other trainees I like, the visuals are next level. Kiki Zhu, she looks like Yanu a little from formerly of Momoland with short hair.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another girl named Snow Kong. She has like a Sakura thing going on. And they're both A's and they're ridiculous. But those are the people I like on that show. Anita, did you figure out the other thing you were going to say?
No, I lost it. It's gone.
All right.
I have
Well,
another one then.
okay, real quick. What is it?
There's a variety show I mentioned a couple weeks ago called
Great
The Great Escape.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, season 3 is really bouncing off right now.
The good thing about that is they are starting to sub that show.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
It was not. There's like a 3-week lag, but they are starting to sub it. I did see episode 1 was subbed.
There's no excuse now. Last episode that aired like yesterday as of the recording date, so that's episode 5 of season 3.
I have not seen that one yet. Is it
So
funny?
Scary.
Oh, scary. Okay.
So scary.
Wait, scary in a good way or like scary?
No,
you
it's
didn't
just
wanna
like
watch it?
I've never been scared watching. Okay, it's one of those shows where I'm like laughing my butt off, and then
Yeah.
next thing I know, I'm like, what just happened?
So for reference, the first round was time travel. Second
Right.
round was like sort of like insurgents plus mafia was going on.
It was a
I'm not mafia.
zombie-
Insurgents plus zombies. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Insurgents plus zombies. And if zombies wasn't scary enough, I guess something crazy is gonna happen in the third
No,
round.
no, no. That was episode 3 and 4. That was not really at all compared to this episode. This
Okay.
episode is like
Wow.
one moment I'm like laughing with my family next to me, and the next thing you know, we're like silent because we're like, yo, did you just
They
see
have warnings for pregnant women and children not to watch certain
Oh my
scenes too on
goodness.
this show.
What's going on?
that? The thing is, like, they usually have that the signs, the messages right before like the scary scene.
Mhm.
For this episode, it happened in the beginning of the show.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
So go check that out if you want to see Kang Dong and Pio and the crew going nuts. It's like a really good show. So go check that one out. But let's wrap it up here, guys. I don't know how long we're running. We're doing these new part things, so bear with us, guys.
Yes.
If you're listening to the audio version, what did you think of my commercial? Because that was a thing. The first 16 minutes, Warren, you might have really laggy Warren, or you might have gotten something over his face or his window for a little bit.
We'll
Anita's
figure
mic
something out.
actually broke, so we're using a secondary thing, but we're gonna try to figure it out. But I don't think it was that bad, so I thought it was great. But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We have made it to 80 episodes. It's bananas. The world is in tough times, but we will keep producing content for you. So for about an hour, it used to be 45 minutes to an hour, hour 15. Now we're almost at 2 hours. You can step away from the crisis that's going on and just listen to us be idiots. Thank you, everyone at home. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Cypher, Gogu Mama, Jacob, Jack, Malfiar, NJ Parks, Pure K-pop Sounds, Tier, and Wolf297. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erde, Malfiar, No Bias Nuna, Tuggles, V, and Wolf297.